welcome to another episode of Dexter Loves Annie. It's been a while. How are you doing, everybody? Sorry, it's been so long. Life happened. As you may remember from the previous episodes, my sister had a baby. She was in hospital for about a month. I got COVID, little Dexter got ill, and life and Christmas and all sorts. So, yeah, it's been a while. I did actually record another episode. I got a camcorder and a nice little tripod and one of the fix on mic thing, and I recorded an entire episode and then realised I hadn't switched the mic on or put batteries in it or something really idiotic, so that got scrapped, and then life happened. So it's been a while, but I'm back and I'm looking forward to bringing you lots more content. I am joined today by Dexter and Annie, who I haven't put upstairs today. Usually I put her upstairs because she's naughty and she will bark, so I just have to cut all the barking out for you. So yes, first, what should we do first? I don't know. Where were we with the projects? Who knows? There were lots of baby things happening. I finished the elephant blanket. I've obviously given that to my sister. I will insert a picture montage here. I've done some dungarees. I've done bits and bobs. So I'll insert some pictures here. Baby stuff, yay. Some of the projects that were works in progress are still works in progress. The cabled shawl is still a project. Pause for dog barking. Pause for dog barking. That didn't take long, did it? Right, yeah, so projects. Plenty finished. Some still in progress. Lots of new stuff started. I've done many socks. I probably wouldn't even be able to start with where all the socks are at. Oh, and this is new. I've gone back to my natural colour ish. Natural colour is probably 30-40% grey now, so then we're going for an undercut, so we're just waiting for that to grow out. Okay, so let's go through some projects, because there are some that I've finished. You'll remember this. This was my shoreline tee. I dyed the yarn myself. It's by Yarnia Designs, and it's on my Ravelry page. My Ravelry page is Dexter Loves Annie. I'll link it all below, but Dexter Loves Annie. So some nice lace at the bottom, and then some picot edging on the sleeves and around the neck. And all in all, can you see that? Yeah, you can kind of see that, can't you? That worked out well. It's a little big, but I still love it. I like my clothes bigger anyway, and I've worn it out a couple of times. I'm very happy with that, although it took forever. Continuous stocking stitch. That was Annie. She wants me to play ball. Yeah, continuous stocking stitch for that amount of jumper is a lot in 4-ply. She's going to kick off again. She's got a ball and she wants to play. I'll be back. Right, everybody meet Annie before I send her upstairs. She really wants to play ball. This is Annie. Annie can hear the bin men. You gonna say hello? No? Okay. We're going to put her upstairs because she's noisy and annoying. Oh, let's pretend to be cute now, shall we? I'll be back. Honestly, dogs, they are hard work. But I found another project that I finished while I was sending her up the stairs, so that's not a bad thing. Next, let's do this one. This is crochet. I don't crochet very often, but all of a sudden finding more projects that I like. So this is a, can we see? Yeah, there we are. So it's like a nice loose knit top. To be fair, I went way too big on this. This is by TL Yarn Crafts, and the whole thing is done in a treble stitch or double if you're in the US. It worked out very quickly. It's done in cotton, and you'll know if you follow me on Instagram that I do a lot of aerial hoop and sling now, and this was brilliant in the summer for just throwing on over my leggings and work top. I'm going to have to make another one a bit smaller because it's getting crazy big. Well, I absolutely love it. It's really handy, and yeah, I'll be making more of those. I love those. My latest finish, in fact, is called a wild oleander cowl, and it again was crochet. So it's a shawl with a fringe, and then a neck and hood added to it. So let's pop it on. So it goes on like this. It's all fringed and yummy. And then if it gets really cold, we've got some snow coming. If it gets really cold, it's got a hood. And I did a bit extra so that the hood could come right over if I needed it to, because I hate cold. And this was done in a red stripe yarn. It's a single, which is horrible because it's so grabby. I messed it up first time, so I had to frog it and redo it. And yeah, I didn't enjoy working with the single, and also I had to order it on Amazon and wait for it to come because red stripe is an American yarn. I think American or Canadian, can't remember, but yeah, not UK. So I had to wait quite a long time for the yarn, but it's just all my colours really, so that's perfect. I also, if you're following my TikTok, also Dexter Loves Annie, I made myself another cowl, and this is some of the yarn that I spun myself in the early days. This was all spun on the drop spindle, and half of this yarn was really chunky and half of the yarn was quite thin, so I've made the cowl out of the thinner stuff, and I'm going to try and make some fingerless mitts out of the thicker stuff because there's more of it. It's actually done in camel stitch, in crochet. This is crochet, and that's supposed to be the front, but I decided I preferred the back. It just shows up the colours better. And this is a merino, faux cashmere and bamboo mix. It's really lovely, really soft against your face. Just something to throw on, especially now that sort of coughs and sore throats seem to be the prelude to COVID, and I really don't want that again. I was really poorly, and it took me many weeks to recover, even after I'd finished being COVID-y. You know, the exhaustion is pretty insane. So yeah, let's not do that again. Let's not catch COVID again. Bad plan. So that's, I'm looking around for any more finished objects in the vicinity, other than the socks that are on my feet, which is a very recent finish. Apologies for the fact that I've just pulled it off my foot, but this is really cool. This is Drops Fable yarn. If you remember way back, I ran out of wool for one pair of socks and ended up buying many more balls, and I'm still working my way through them. I did some socks for my sister for her birthday for August, and for her boyfriend for Christmas, I know for his birthday in December, and I did little matching Babby socks, and there's still loads. And Babby is nearly 5 months old now. Incredible how quickly time goes. Okay, no, I think that's it. So let's get into works in progress. I'm surrounded by them. I won't show you the cable shawl because nothing's really changed on it since I showed it you last. So I'm going to go with, don't faint, but socks. So these are my current sock whips. 2x2 rib, and then I'm going for a 40 row leg. So this is 20 rows. I'm going for 40 rows. I've done 10, 20, 30. I've done about 32 rows. I love ankle socks, but actually I've sort of decided that I prefer them slightly longer. So they will be at minimum 20 rows in the leg from now on. I don't know what it is. But this is made with, and I absolutely love this brand of yarn. It's British reared, sheared and spun wool, and it's from Yorkshire Spinners, and it's called Signature, this one, and the colourway is Wildflower, and it's quite self-striping. I don't like the self-striping that like inserts little blips everywhere, so it will do a stripe and then a weird little pattern. I don't like them so much. This I like a lot. So yeah, that's the first sock, but that's pretty much my travel knitting. So if I'm waiting to get into somewhere, I park up for work quite early because I've got a big vehicle, and finding parking when the shops are actually open is a nightmare. And I work once a week now. Let's see, she's kicked off again. Yeah, I work once a week in a local pet shop owned by my friend, and so I park up early and just sit and knit. That's all I'm going to be doing at home anyway, so I'm quite happy to just sit and do it outside in the van. I drive a van, not a car, which you'll know also again if you follow my Instagram, because it's a camper. So there we go. Works in progress. What else would you like to see? I don't think there's anything in that bag. Let's have a look at this shawl. So there's a story to this shawl. I, as you will also remember if you've been watching, got some yarn from Hobby, Hobbii, and I got this beautiful cake. There we go. Caked yarn. So it starts off red, then goes into pink, and it's a 4-ply, 4-stranded cotton. And I started trying this shawl from Under the Olive Tree Knits, and it's really beautiful lace, but it just didn't work because this cotton is I don't know if you can see, where's the camera, there, it's just strands. It just didn't work, and also it was quite involved, the lace was quite involved, and I knit in front of the telly usually, and just, you know, concentration. We had this with the elephant blanket, just the concentration wasn't there, and frogging back lace is impossible. So I undid it and then made a mess apparently. No, I'm actually starting to write my own patterns, and I jotted down the idea for this pattern in sort of basic knitting blurb, and my friend who got COVID the beginning of this year needed something new to work on, so I sent her my notes, but she did it in DK, so it was done within a week. And also she's a monogamous knitter and I certainly am not. So by the time I'd done, I don't know, 30 rows, she'd finished. This is 4-ply, like I said, so I've been picking up on this again, And this is going to be my sort of practice for writing a coherent pattern, and it'll be available eventually. But basically, this is how it is. I mean, the style of the shawl is not new. It's kind of a well-known basic structure, as it were. You probably can't see how the pink works through. So the way the colour changes in the yarn is they'll change one strand of 4 out every so often. So you've got all the red, that's all solid, and then you come through and then you get one strand of this pink comes in, and then a second strand of the pink comes in, so you've got 2 and 2, and then they'll switch another one out, so you'll have 3 and 1, and then it'll be all pink, and then it will start on the next colour. I assume I haven't got past the pink, to be fair, because I didn't get very far with that first one, but I think this is going to be very nice, and I must get it written up soon. And it's going to be kind of my practice for editing and formatting, because thankfully I can do all that myself, formatting patterns, and then we'll go on to sort of more complex patterns, and that'd be great. The other thing I'm doing, I'm just trying to work out which side is best to show you. Let's have this one because it's closer as well. So this is going to be a vest, sort of vest that you wear over like a white shirt or something, sleeveless obviously because it's a vest. This is where I'm at with the front. I think I've gone too big again, but that's, excuse me, hiccups, that's just me. I've gone too big again. It's done in really chunky yarn, so it's going to look enormous. It's probably not even going to suit me, but crazy chunky yarn. It's a teal colour. Let's have a look. It's I think it's a Women's Institute yarn. Women's Institute, soft and chunky. Shade colour teal. 70% acrylic, 30% merino. Be helpful if I had it the right way up, wouldn't it? Yeah, super chunky is the weight. There it is. And this is, it was a free pattern, so that is by Yarnspirations. It's a patterns, it says sleeveless knit turtleneck, so it's there. Let's try not to give away too much of the pattern, even though it's free. I won't be doing such a massive collar because I hate that, and I will probably try and rip it off myself. So I'll do a small, neck. I've done the back already. That's the front. There's no sleeves to do. It's got kind of, this is the back, and it's got garter stitch down the sides, and I believe from the pattern you only sew to there, so you've got these bits flapping about. I don't know if that worked for me. I'll probably sew it all the way down, to be honest. And also the front's supposed to be shorter than the back, but I raced on in the pattern without realising, and I wasn't going to frog it back, sod it. So, nice neat armhole, which is all you're going to get because you're not putting sleeves in. And then, yeah, just saving stitches for the collar. So that's the back. Hopefully that'll be alright when it's done. Chunky wool doesn't really seem to suit me because I'm chunky myself. So, yeah, we'll see. The jumper that I was knitting for my husband, I finished. I had to spin a bit more yarn, and I spun thicker, so he's got kind of, I don't know, this much of the sleeve. His sleeve is slightly chunkier than the rest of the jumper, but he loves it. I'll insert a picture here. And he wanted a nice warm hat because he gets rainers, which means that he loses all feeling in his fingers when it gets cold. So he needed stuff in wool. So I did him a 2x2 fisherman's hat in green, and then he decided he wanted a yellow one too, so I've done that, and then I've done some fingerless gloves as well, and then the weather warmed up. But no, apparently we are expecting a bit of snow. We're expecting some horrible storms actually this week. Very strong winds. I just hope everything's tied down sufficiently in the garden, because, you know, drama. What else? I've got some acquisitions. Let's open the acquisitions, shall we? Okay, so I bought these on Etsy. I'll link the seller below. So the reason for my purchase was to get these, the Knitting Barber, and they are cords. So because I'm often guessing and winging it when I make things, especially jumpers, I cannot ever be bothered to put everything on waste yarn to try things on. I know it's probably false economy, because actually at the end of the day, if something's too big or too small, I'm going to have to undo the whole thing, like I did with his jumper. I had to re-knit the whole thing. So the Crazy Sock Lady, who is a YouTuber, podcaster for knitting, showed these the other day, and they're basically cords. And actually looking at them, I think probably, you know, the old laces that the kids used to get, I think probably they would work just as well, and a lot cheaper, to be honest. But these basically, I'm just trying to find an end. Right, so you get one really long one. Let's drop that for a second. One really long one and two shorter ones. And basically what happens is you pop, they are tubes, so you pop them on the ends of your circular needles. So let's just pretend this is a jumper for now. So pop them on the end, and then so silly, and then you would move your stitches down, and you can move your stitches down onto the actual, come on, so yeah, move them across onto the little tube, and then you can try your garment on without all of the faff of putting waste yarn on and then taking waste yarn off. I mean, it's still a little faffy, but hopefully less labour intensive. And then they're supposed to just pop off when you're done. So I'm hoping that will mean less frogging for me in the future, because I'm a bit of a rebel when it comes to the rules. A bit. I don't follow rules. So that should hopefully be worth its weight. One 1.50 meters and 2 75 centimeters, which is 1 60-inch and 1 30-inch, and a 2 30-inch. And then they go in their little tin like that, and they have a lovely little lid. So naturally, when you buy stuff, you can't just buy one thing, can you? No, this is me. So I'm a little obsessed with tins. What's going on there? Oh, look at that. So this is a Emma Ball tin, and I love budgies. My nana had budgies, and she had a blue and a yellowy green one called Rhubarb and Custard. So I bought the tin, and this absolutely adorable tape measure with a llama on it, and it says Everyday Life, Le Petit Chose, Mellow Alpaca. And there you go. I think it's a higher brand. So that's another little notions tin for me to play with. I did actually download a pattern to make some amigurumi budgies. So that'll be quite cool for that project bag when it comes. And last but not least, I have squishy mail. Don't worry, I've rubbed out my address. So we're gonna gosh, that's a heavy one. Excellent. Had to pause for more barking, and also I didn't think you needed to see me wrestling with the bag. So this is basically World of Wool had a sale yesterday. I mean, it's that quick. It was on the doorstep at 8 o'clock this morning. Very good. Well, mind you, for £6 postage, I should think so too. But basically, I have ordered myself enough fibre to make myself a colourwork jumper. So I want to do a colourwork yoke soon. And the sale yesterday, Dexter's just taking himself off up the stairs. The sale yesterday was for some Shetland wool to spin. And it says that Shetland is really soft, nice for next to skin. So what I've done is I've bought 600 grams of my main colour. Excuse the rustling. Oh my gosh, it's just been chucked in a bag, all smushy. Oh gosh, could dive in there, right? And then, so that'll be the main jumper, and then I've just got this grey, light grey for the colour work. I'm hoping, well, it's not that light, but it was the lightest they had available. Yeah, that's nice. It's soft, still a little bit scratchy, as you would expect from wool. I mean, you know, you want soft, you want to order something else, don't you? But this is perfect. This is gorgeous. So this is going to be my ongoing project. Found an end. So let's have a look. Okay. So this is basically called Kingfisher. Dear oh dear. Shetland wool. Let's have a look at the staple. So the staple, which for people who don't know spinning, is the length of the fibre. So this will be 5 inches. Oh, tell you what, let's use the tape measure. Ooh, very exciting. Right, so almost 7 inches in places, but I would say 5 or 6. So yeah, about 6 inch staple length, which is a nice fair length for spinning. It's going to be a nice easy spin, and when you spin, you basically draft by pulling gently, and you keep pulling, and the spinning wheel will put twist in it, which is what makes the yarn for my non-spinners. But we will be documenting that process on here. Right, rustle coming up while I move this. Sorry about that. What else has been going on? I bought myself a cricket cutter before Christmas, so I've been kind of enjoying playing with that. and the possibilities, as they say, are truly endless. I bought the top of the range one because I knew that I wouldn't want to be limited. I discovered that I could do, you know, there was stuff that I could do with the maker that I couldn't do with the you know, the lower tier ones. So I just went for the top. And so I have been making, what have I been making? Lots of vinyl things. So I've been doing lots of, you know, labels for the kitchen, because I make my own sort of tea, herbal tea concoctions and things. So I've been doing labels for those, and labels for all the sugar, salt and whatnot. I've been doing iron on vinyl. This is one of mine. It's a bit of an experiment, to be honest, because the black didn't come through underneath, but it says underestimate me, that'll be fun. And I've done myself many t-shirts. I've done my husband some, and I've done little Jack some. I did some baubles over Christmas. They were glass baubles, and I put Christmassy things on them. And also I've been experimenting with customizing canvas shoes. So I'll share those when I've got something. Here comes Dexter. You're so noisy. I guess the postman's on his way. I'll be right back. Dexter's now here. You're going to say hello to people. You're going to stop barking. No, he's not. He's now staring at the window, hoping for something else to bark at. Sod. So yeah, I'm going to be documenting the spinning and the knitting of that. I've got some projects in mind. I just need to choose what I want to knit, so that I can decide what thickness to spin at. I think it'll probably be DK, because I lost the will to live during that 4-ply t-shirt. So we'll see. Also coming up, as some of you will be aware, I am actually a glass worker. Make my own beads and stuff, and I've been experimenting with making glass walls for putting on drop spindles, and I'll go and get that. Hang on a minute. Here we are. So I found a wood turner that actually makes the spindles online in the UK, and it's really beautiful. I opted for a little hook at the top because I don't drop spindle very often, and I drop them, as you might remember from the summer when I took it camping with me. And this is one of my beads. So it's just a very basic bead because I wanted to get the size and the weight right. And the idea is, for those who don't do drop spindle spinning, is that it goes on the end there to give it some weight, which makes it spin speed according to the weight of the spindle. And that's actually quite perfect. There's been quite a few on the journey to this one. That fits on there quite snugly. And oh, I've packed it away now. Let's get some grey out. No, let's not. I don't really want to spin on the fly here. But anyway, we will be documenting how this works and probably making a load more, and maybe even putting some up in my Etsy shop, also Dexter Loves Annie. At the moment there are just hand cranked bobble hats on there at the moment, but didn't finish the train of thought about the cricket. But basically I've been designing and cutting out stickers, because who doesn't love a sticker? So it will also have, you know, that kind of thing, cricketed stuff, stickers. At the moment I'm doing journaling type stickers, you know, for gratitude journals and whatnot, but it will branch out. And if you have any ideas, do let me know down in the comments, anything you'd like to see. But I will be documenting this and spinning with it and making some more whirls for this, which is just, it's so well turned, it's beautiful. I'll find the Etsy link for this as well, because it's a UK wood turner. Postman. We don't like the postman. And the postman beeped. Honestly, postman has a little scanny thing and it makes a beep and they know it's him. They don't like him. Dear. Anyway, so yes, I think we were saying I'm going to give you the link to this, to the eBay, not eBay, Etsy seller for these. And yeah, I think that's it for now. I think that's going to be a decent size episode to put out, and I'm looking forward to showing you some more fun things and keeping you involved with the process. So thank you very much for watching. Hit the like and subscribe and all that stuff if you can, and I'll stop waving that thing at you, and I'll see you again soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.